Hi, my name is Trevor Marshall. I'm a software developer, and I've successfully delivered for several clients and also multiple internships up to this point. I want to share how I got there with you. So let's get into it. Previously, I had just created a video on the technical requirements for building a portfolio. You can go ahead and view that video up here, I think, somewhere up here. And the reason why you want a portfolio is that the benefits are endless. I had mentioned in the previous video, but really, as many projects as you can get on there, the higher your chances of taking that next job. So now that you have a portfolio and you're looking for what to put on your portfolio, I'm going to say that you want to keep it as minimal as possible. When people look at your portfolio, the more projects you have and the less clutter you have is going to be so much better, and the benefits of having a very clean portfolio are going to be immense, and you're going to be able to have an advantage over other people that have no portfolio, maybe only have a degree and no work experience. So this portfolio is really going to be how you get your first steps into a company or your first steps with a client that you really want to have. To be more clear, today I'm going to teach you what you want to have on your portfolio as a software developer. The first thing you want on your portfolio is going to be your name. It's going to be in a clear font, and it's going to be something easy to read. I'm sure the reasons for having your name on a portfolio are pretty apparent, but if not, then the reason for having your name on a portfolio is to show that you are the person with these projects. I won't get too into that. The next thing you want is going to be the name of your targeted development. Why would you want the name of the targeted development rather than your title right now? Because when recruiters or hiring teams look at your portfolio, they're going to be looking at your projects, and they're also going to be looking at that title that you listed right under your name. That is going to be the position that you're shooting for, and that is going to be the position that they're most likely going to hire you for. Now, I have gotten hired for things other than what my title has been in my portfolio. But that's mostly because I did some work with my resume, and when I went to apply for the job, I would maybe switch up my title, but for my portfolio, I mostly keep that title static. The next thing you want is going to be an About Me section. Keep this section very concise, but also kind of keep it creative. In terms of my About Me, I don't think it's too creative at all. It really just lists my skills and what I've done, but you can be creative as you like, but make sure that it's short and isn't a wall of text. The reason you have an About Me section is mostly to show the hiring team where you want to go, what types of tech do you want to be working with, and what type of tech do you have experience with. The next step is going to be a menu for navigation. Navigations are pretty straightforward. The only thing I have to say about it is make sure that it's responsive. On my portfolio site, you'll see a fancy opening up circle thing, and it has everything that you need for navigation. But if you look at it on a phone, you'll see that the navigation turns into a smaller menu at the top, and that helps with responsiveness. The next step that's really going to help you out in terms of getting impressions on your projects and also on contact information is having quick links for everything. So you'll see on my portfolio, I have 3 places where I have contact info, up at the top right in the menu, up at the top left where it has my GitHub and email, and at the very bottom you'll see contact information again. And in terms of projects, you'll have quick links like live code and also the code for the project. Now, depending on what type of project it is and who you built it with, sometimes they won't let you show the code that was used to build the project. That's all right, just put the live code and you're done. And why would you do this? Really just ease of access for the recruiter or hiring team or whoever it is. The easier it is to navigate your portfolio, keeping it simple, not having walls of text, and having links to everything is really going to help your chances in getting your next job. The next thing you want to put on the portfolio is a project section. Have this under the About Me section so that right after the person reads about you and your skills, they can see your skills in action. The components of the project section is going to be quick links, a responsive and desktop version of your site or project, if there is both a desktop and responsive version, a description, and then something that goes a little bit beyond what somebody would usually have for a project. Show the hiring team and the interviewer that you really want to show how you gained experience and learned from this project. Be creative with this section and try to keep it short and concise, just like the About Me section. The recruiter or hiring team or interviewer, when they look at your portfolio, they are going to wonder, how did this person learn from this project? What did they do on this project? So your goal and objective by the end of writing your description, the pictures, the quick links, and your any extra section that you want to add is going to be, do I now understand how this developer applied himself and learned from this project? If not, go back to your description and any extras that you have, any pictures, and maybe rewrite things and try to meet that goal and objective. Last but not least is going to be your footer. You're going to want to have your name again, just for branding's sake. You're going to want to have quick links and contact information. But as you can see on my portfolio, that's really it. It's not too complicated, and you can tell that the site is clean and doesn't have any crazy animations. It is just as effective as a site with animations or whatever. The real stuff is really your projects. What things have you learned? What skills do you have? And where do you want to go? That is really the goal and the objective of your portfolio site. This is probably just my opinion, but I think that this is all you need on a software developer portfolio, because this is what the hiring team and the interviewers have always wanted from me whenever I was applying. Doing anything more is really just putting your effort in places that it doesn't need to be. Your goal is to have an effective portfolio that does its job, and with this portfolio, it would have. So, good luck to any future ventures, and I hope that you land that client or internship that you've been wanting for a while.